We're live now for the match week review. It's been a good match week, actually. What we're going to do this time is we're going to read out the scores and then we're just going to go through each game one by one. I'm with my brother again, Sebiously. Sebiously, can you come in and say hello?
Yes, I can. You're right. How are we doing?
Yeah, not bad, not bad. How's your day been?
Pretty good, to be fair. Some good games. I think the majority of them were the best yesterday. And I've got PSG on the go as well here against a bunch of farmers. They're winning 2-0, of course. But yeah, Messi just come on the pitch and he looks bored, which is good.
Yep. Well, he's going to be bored a lot.
I don't know why he bother plays the league games. Just come for the Champions League games.
Yeah, I know. He's going to score. He might get like 40 goals a season, really, mightn't he? He's going to get a lot.
He could do.
How many does Neymar and Mbappe get? They get a lot of goals.
Well, Mbappe's got both the goals here today, so I think Mbappe's on about 5 already.
Strange that he's playing, considering he's been linked with Real. Like they had a £140 million bid.
Apparently, he could be going in January, though.
Well, he's out of contract, isn't he, at the end of the season? So I'm surprised they don't just they don't really need him because he's got Messi. I'd sell him. I mean, they don't need the money. That's why actually what I'm on about.
That's a good point. Might as well just keep him for half a season.
But any other normal club would definitely sell him for 140 million with a year left on his contract.
Oh, yeah.
But let's crack on with the Premier League. Who cares about the League One, the Domino's League One?
Yeah. It's done. It's
evening, Liverpool FC01. Good evening, Ike. Glad you're all back. So let's just start off with the scores on the doors. So the first game yesterday was, so we've got them on your screen here, guys. So obviously it was Man City 5, Arsenal 0, Brighton 0, Everton 2, Norwich 1, Leicester City 2, Newcastle 2, Southampton 2, West Ham 2, Palace 2, Aston Villa 1, Brentford 1, and then the tea time kickoff was Liverpool 1, Chelsea 1, and I imagine we're going to cover that one quite in depth. Obviously, we're going to cover them all this time because some of you were saying we didn't cover them, which I think you were right. So we're going to cover all of the games. And then today's games, if you caught them, I thought they were a bit boring. Some of the games. I mean, Man United started off well, but so it was Spurs 1, Watford 0, Burnley 1, Leeds 1, and Wolves 0, Manchester United 1. So let's just see actually no, we'll look at the table at the end, like match of the day. So let's start with the first game. Let's do it all in order. So we'll start off with the Man City Arsenal game. Obviously, we both watched that because we were chatting.
May as well start with the best one.
That was a brilliant start to the Premier League game week 3. And I think Arsenal are the only team in the whole league, maybe Norwich, but definitely Arsenal, are actually glad they've got this international break to regroup and,
Yeah, I mean, they are bottom of the league now as well, Arsenal. Let's just put that in perspective. They haven't scored a single goal still. Put that together with Wolves as well. Wolves are the other team that haven't scored. But then again, Wolves have only conceded 3 goals, whereas Arsenal, I think, have conceded 9.
Who have Wolves had though? Wolves have had a hard one as well. They've had Man United, Spurs, and
they have. We'll get on to Wolves a bit later. But
yeah, we'll get on to
me, Arsenal. The Arsenal fans weren't even expecting. We're expecting 5-0 though. A lot of them were saying 4-5-6, and I think Man City could have really took them to the cleaners, similar to Chelsea the week before. I just think it's this kind of Man City just don't want to push themselves too much at the start of the season. Don't want to get injuries. Players are still getting back into fitness. I think if this was in the middle of the season and Arsenal was playing the way they were, this could have been in the 9-0 range. Like Guardiola could have.
That could have been, and the goalie Leno played well when they lost 5-0.
Yeah, I think Leno could have saved Arteta's job, to be fair, and I think he had a good game as well against Chelsea. So I would arguably say that Leno's maybe their best player, which is not a good thing because that's usually what you say with relegation teams.
I mean, it's strange that Arsenal spent 25 million on a reserve goalkeeper in all of this.
Well, we'll get onto that. I've always wondered why he isn't playing because effectively you're just buying. They may as well just bought me and stick me on the bench.
It was a little bit when you remember when Spurs bought Hugo Lloris and it took them ages to play him because they played Brad Friedel. It's like, just get Hugo in. We know he's there, the long-term goalkeeper.
This is the thing. Is Brad Friedel was 57 years old at that time? So you kind of expected him to be dropped. You were going, yeah, Lloris is better. It was only a matter of time. The problem is half the fan base thinks Ramsdale's better and half the fan base thinks Leno's better. Who's their number one?
I can't really say. I mean, I think it's because Leno's out of contract, but I can't really say I know much about Ramsdale. I didn't really watch much of Sheffield United, but I know the last 3 seasons he's been relegated, and now he's joined Arsenal, and Arsenal are in the relegation zone. So he's got that
just 'cause
unlucky
you're
opening,
relegated, though,
hasn't
doesn't
he?
mean you're a bad player.
No, I'm not
You have
saying
to
it
play
is,
like
but the last 3 years in a row he's
Yeah.
been relegated. It's been with
Oh, yeah,
Sheffield United,
definitely.
Bournemouth, and Chesterfield, I think. And he might go for the fourth. You know, he might go. It might be Arsenal.
Yeah, keep the streak going.
I mean, so obviously you watched the game. Who was your man of the match in the game?
Man of the match for me was probably, I mean, Torres was very good. He kept himself going all the way. But I quite like Jesus.
Yeah, he was man of the
he's a
match,
constant menace up front. I know he only just got 1 goal, but I think they've got to put a bit more trust in him this season. It looks like they're not going to get Harry Kane, and I think if they can just put a little bit of trust in him and say, "You're my number 9. I'm going to stick you up there for the season and see how he does," because he is a quality player. And I think he's got a lot of qualities about him. And I think it's just the fact that, the manager just may not have the confidence in him. But I thought it was absolutely quality. And also Gundogan as well.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Controlled
and
that midfield.
Rodri as well. I thought their centre midfield was
Rodri was
amazing.
very good, yeah.
But I didn't really think they worked that hard, Man City, though.
That's the thing. I just don't think they got out of second gear. I think 5-0 was just a walk in the park for them. Arsenal gave up on that game after 7 minutes. And that was the problem for me. I don't think if you got Burnley in that game against Man City and they went 2-0 down and got a man sent off, Burnley would have worked harder. I still don't even think Burnley would have lost that 5-0. I think they would have at least, Sean Dyche would have gotten working hard. They gave up. Yeah.
Yeah, I think did you think Xhaka should have got sent off? I did. I thought it was just easy red.
He's off the ground. It's out of control.
He always gets sent off like when they need him the most. I don't know why he's
had 4 red cards now for Arsenal. 4. And he's been given a contract extension as well, which is always good. Apparently he's on like 200 grand a week, which is the same as Mo Salah, which is unreal.
200 grand a week for him? Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
they should have sold him. I mean, who would they sell him to, though? I mean, I think Arsenal are in real.
Well, apparently Roma are interested in him. And then Arsenal turned around and said no, and then gave him a 3-year extension for a 29-year-old. Fair enough.
I think Arsenal are in real dire straits.
Arsenal it's just full of question marks, Arsenal. It's a fucking shambles, that club.
So let's just give you the question that everyone wants you to answer. What we're saying here, Ty would have been crying watching that game. He probably would have said something. I don't think I've seen the Ty AFTV one. Has he been on?
I don't know if Ty was around. I don't think he was on the stream, and I don't know if he went to the stadium.
He would have went to the stadium.
I imagine this would have been Ty's excuse. At 2-0, we were still in the game, but once Xhaka gets sent off, that's when the game changed.
I imagine he would say a lot about injuries as well.
Yeah. By the way, we'll get onto that back 5, or especially that
back 3.
4 players that were in that back 5 are, in my opinion, championship standard players.
Cedric,
I have never seen a worse back 5 for Arsenal in my lifetime.
Was it Cedric, Chambers, Holding, and who was the other one?
Kolasinac with Tierney
it was
on the
weird
left.
that he played
Tierney. I like Tierney. And I like Leno.
I like Tierney attacking-wise, but he's not that good defensively. And at Arsenal, he gets caught out a lot, like against Chelsea last week.
All I'm saying, I think he's better than the other players that are in in the defence. But the thing is, if you would have said to me those 4 players were playing for Fulham this season in the Championship, I wouldn't batter an eyelid.
Chambers used to play for Fulham.
Sounds about right. Yeah, Chambers was on loan there anyway. But Kolasinac, Cedric, and Holding were the other 3. That's terrible. I'd be embarrassed if that was my defence for Newcastle. In fact, I would say that Brighton have got a better defence than that, and they're in a relegation fight this season.
I know Ben White. He's been ill, hasn't he?
He's got COVID. Well, we all know they're going to improve because they've got White and Gabriel coming back, so it's going to get better for Arsenal. But for 200 million spent on that squad, and you've ended up with only about 4 injuries, for me, he's bought terrible as well.
I mean, would you sack Arteta?
Sorry?
Would you sack Arteta?
I would have sacked him before the end of the season. I wouldn't have given him an extra season. The problem that Arsenal have got is they are not going to sack someone that they've just invested 130 million in this summer.
Good point.
It's just not going to happen. At no point are they just going to get rid of him in the international break, because then they've just got to bring someone else in, and that someone else will want to probably get rid of like 130 million worth of talent that he's just brought in. So I think they're going to have to stick with him at least I mean, they're not going to be in a relegation fight. They're going to get their wins together, but they're going to have to do it until at least November and then sack him. And they're dreaming if they can get Conte.
I don't know. What is Conte doing now? Nothing.
He's doing nothing, but the problem is there could be a lot of jobs come available very quickly, though. That's the thing.
Not top jobs. I mean, what top jobs are going to be available?
Well, I'm just saying, if he waits till the summer, Real Madrid can come available. You never know with PSG. If Pochettino don't win that Champions League, he's getting sacked. Unfair, obviously, but if PSG don't win Champions League, Pochettino will get the sack there. And who else have you got? Who else could he go to? Maybe not Premier League.
I don't think there's any big club jobs
I think he would even choose Spurs. I mean, I'm not saying Nuno would get sacked. Obviously, they're top of the league, but he would choose Spurs over Arsenal. That's a hard job to take over at the moment. And you're probably not even guaranteed massive investment because they may have just said, well, we bought 130 million worth of crap here. Make that work.
Yeah, I mean, they're the biggest spenders.
Conte could make it work because he is that good, but he could also go back to Juventus as well. Let's not forget that.
I mean, I don't want to talk about the City-Arsenal game all because we've only got an hour tonight. Because we could go on it until the cows come home.
So let's go on. Not out of first gear, though, and they have now scored 10 goals in the last 2 games. I know it's Norwich and Arsenal, who are arguably the worst teams in the league right now. But this Man City side, the whole thing of like they don't need a striker. They need a striker, after the Spurs game. It's been basically shown that they don't need a striker. They've got good enough players to make it work. I just think they're just being a bit too spoiled and wanting everything because they have the money.
I still would have bought Kane instead of Grealish. Lads. I mean, I thought Grealish played well, to be fair to him.
Grealish had another great game, yeah.
Yeah, they brought on Sterling and Mahrez. Oh, okay, we're not going to go on about the Man City because there's too much
City
to
are boring anyway, so we all know they're going to win.
Well done. You spent all that money and you beat Arsenal 5-0. Nice one. All right, so let's go on to Villa and Brentford 1-1. Buendia looks. I've always rated Buendia. He looks like he scored the goal. Ings got the assist. Ings has started off like a house on fire. He's doing all right. Another good result for Brentford as well, to be fair.
Yeah, well, Brentford have already got 5 points now, if I'm correct. 2 draws and a win.
Yeah.
So they've got 5 points, and if they need to stay up, they need to get around about 40 points.
Yeah.
They've already got 5 on the board. You know what I mean? Like that's all they need to do is stay up this season. Anything else is a bonus. Get your points in early. You know what I mean?
Start well. And that striker, Tony, he looks all right, to be fair to him. He looked good against Arsenal.
I didn't know he was at Newcastle. Newcastle bought him from Northampton, I think. And he scored loads of goals in League One for them. And Newcastle bought him and didn't play him and then sent him out on loan. And now he's made his name at Brentford. At least I think he did anyway.
Yeah,
a lot of people highly rate him.
Yeah, I mean, I watched him against Arsenal. He looks quite a good striker. He's quick.
He looks like a handful.
Yeah, and if you've got a good striker in this league, you got a chance of staying up. That's the problem with a lot of the teams that go down. They don't have that striker.
And this is the thing. They seem to be competing with teams that they should be not necessarily winning or drawing against, but just giving them a good game. I know they got a draw against Villa and Palace, but, they weren't lucky in those games. It's not like they were hanging on at the end against Villa. They actually gave them a good game. And that's Villa, who, that's a top 10 club. Yeah, so it's not like they're doing this 1-0. They're really working for it. So
I mean, I think we're expecting quite a lot of Villa this season, aren't we? I think, even though they sold the best player, but they've replaced him quite well with Buendia. And then they've got Ings and they got that Bailey at Leverkusen. So I think Villa are looking, they might want top 6 this season as well as some other sides. This is where Arsenal are screwed.
You never know with top 6 because, Arsenal are out of the fringe, so one place has opened up. The things with Villa is they've just got to... They'll get better as the season gets on. They've had a slow start, but that doesn't mean that they're going to be doing this throughout the whole season. Wins will eventually come. I think Villa look quite balanced this season, though. They've got like a good group of players. And they've got Danny Ings up front, Buendia, and then you've got like McCann and Douglas Luiz there. And then they've got a solid back 4 with a good goalie as well. So it's like there's a good spread of players. It's not like it's all isolated in one space in the team. It seems like all the teams good enough to be at the Villa level or better. So I don't know. It seems like they fought shrewdly. They could get top 6. There's a lot of competition though this season. That's the thing.
Yeah. All right, let's crack on to the next game. Another interesting win from Everton. Rafa's doing really well, isn't he?
Well, I don't know. I'm not too sure about Everton.
No, but they're winning.
Did you see the argument between Richarlison and Calvert-Lewin?
What, for the penalty? Yeah, I did see that. At least he scored.
Yeah, well, that's the main thing. You got to score.
Yeah.
But obviously, people are saying things like, "Oh, Richarlison's trying to get his goals in because apparently he's Mbappe's replacement."
No, I just think that they both. I think that's a good thing, in my personally. Like they're
No,
both.
what? Yeah, I'm just saying. Apparently, Richarlison is off to PSG. I don't know when, but apparently he is.
I think Richarlison. No offense to Everton, but I think Richarlison's better than Everton.
He is good, but they'll get more than that 50 million that they paid for him. So
yeah, they'll get 80, 90 million.
That's a good investment. But yeah, another win. Brighton. I know they won their first 2 games, but Brighton are they're a solid team, but they don't seem to get a lot of goals. I think they will be around relegation, maybe 15th, 16th this season. But yeah, I don't know. With Everton, I mean, what's their opening games been? Was it Palace,
Newcastle and Leeds?
Newcastle,
Leeds, and Brighton.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I know Leeds are a good team.
They drew against Leeds, didn't they? And beat Newcastle and Brighton, so it's quite easy for them.
I wouldn't jump on that whole bandwagon of we're going to go for the top 6
because they started off well last season, didn't they? They started off really well last season.
Start well sometimes.
Because I remember Dominic Calvert-Lewin was the guy to have in the fantasy football. He scored loads of goals in the first 10, 12 games, and then done nothing. I've never rated him either. I think he's a bit useless. I think he's a bit.
To be fair, he started off well though this season. What is it? 2 and 3 now?
Yeah, I think he always starts off well, but he just fizzles off, doesn't he? I think so.
Yeah, but again, they're going to be another team around about that top 6. I don't think they are top 6. But I don't know. I'm not too sure about Benitez either. I think he's a great manager, but over the course of time, I don't know if he's kind of declined in his tactical nous, if you know what I mean. Yeah, Everton are a bit of a dark horse.
Where was it? Was his last job? Was his last job Newcastle, or did he have a job before?
Oh, he went to China, didn't he?
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, but proper last job was Newcastle, yeah. But what you'll notice is that Steve Bruce, I mean, I know they loved him at Newcastle, but Steve Bruce finished in exactly the same position as Rafa did. Granted, he's probably not playing his better football, but, you know, he didn't exactly do miracles at Newcastle.
I mean, we're going to crack on to Newcastle next because we've got a lot to cover. So we've got Newcastle 2, Southampton 2, Steve Bruce, who's been there ages, Steve Bruce. Wilson got the goal with San Maximim, who I think is very good. And then with Southampton, it was Elianusi and Ward-Prowse. I mean, it was a good good extra time in that game. 2 goals in extra time.
Yeah. Well, I think it's good that Newcastle have got a striker. You know, I think Callum Wilson is a good level for Newcastle because I don't really know what the fans want out of this season. I don't think they're going to get relegated, but they're not going to get top 10. I think it's just going to be around about that 12th, 13th.
Brighton, I think Brighton are a similar team.
St. Maximum, if he can get, if he can keep doing it week after week, then he's a quality player, but consistency is his problem.
Yeah.
I think this was an obvious result. This was so obviously going to be a draw. It was a last-minute penalty, though, wasn't it, from Ward-Prowse?
That must be the furthest game. That must be the furthest distance game in the Premier League, mustn't it? Newcastle, Southampton.
Oh, yeah, good point. Yeah. But, yeah, for me, I don't know. I just think that, again, with Southampton, I think that they'll probably be okay this season. I think they're 2 teams that will probably just draw a lot of games, not really excite too many people, won't get top 10, but won't get relegated. But, yeah, with St. Maximin bashed one in at 90 minutes. And then I'm not too sure who gave away the foul on Armstrong, but he just clipped him as he was going in the 6-yard box and gave away the penalty because it went to VAR. And it was a correct decision, though, at the end of the day.
Yeah. What's your view on Ronaldo? Seb, what's your view on Ronaldo?
Ronaldo? I think that's a cracking signing.
Yeah.
As
12.8 million.
I'm supposed to hate this. And I do hate this. But for me, he's going to score goals. And I know why everyone's thinking, he's 36. He's not 36. He doesn't act like a 36-year-old. He doesn't play like a 36-year-old. Ronaldo is a different game. What Ronaldo will do, and this is why Ronaldo suits Man United, he's Ollie's get-out-of-jail-free card. So Ollie doesn't have a clue what he's doing tactically, and we'll talk about Man United
later on,
tonight, later on. Ollie didn't have a clue how to win that game, by the way, today. But we'll get onto that later. But obviously Greenwood got him out of jail today because he's quality. But Ronaldo, he'll consistently do it. Ronaldo will get Man United in a title race. I'm not too sure if they'll win the title, but he'll get so many goals in terms of just nicking it at the last minute or just nicking a goal when Ollie is clueless.
Here's one for
Yeah, sorry.
With Ronaldo, I don't know why all these people saying he's too old. He's too old.
He's not old.
Because he got more. He got 8 more goals than Lukaku.
Exactly, and he finished 4th with Juventus. And
Lukaku won the league.
And that's not taking away anything from Lukaku. But this is not a 36-year-old. He doesn't play like a 36-year-old. So get that out of your head. I think it's a brilliant signing. The only problem is
an amazing signing.
It's pretty much Ollie didn't want him. It's pretty obvious that Ollie didn't want him. This is a commercial signing. Ronaldo comes back.
No, of course he wanted him. Every single team wants him.
Well, no, what I mean is, I'm not saying Ollie didn't want him.
But he didn't go, can you get me Ronaldo?
What I'm simply saying is, when they said, what do you want at the start of the window, I seriously doubt he wanted Ronaldo, because he probably didn't know he was available, because that's the reason why they went out and bought Sancho.
They have pissed on...
They would have went out and bought Sancho if they could have got Ronaldo.
They have pissed on Man City. Nah, I don't think so. I don't think Man City give a shit.
What did it say?
The Liverpool FC01, they have pissed on Man City. I don't think Man City care.
I think Man City fans just enjoyed the trolling for about 24 hours. I think they just revelled in that. You know what I mean?
No, the best was when he was going to go to Man City, and then all the Man United fans on Twitter were going mental, calling him a snake. It's like,
they would
you're a legend. You can't
this
do
thing
this.
of like, Messi's the best of all time.
Yeah. And then it turned around. It's like, delete.
Yeah. He's not a legend in my eyes anymore.
So we've got lots of
heartfelt videos as well from all the people that were just saying, like, if he moves, he's ruined his legacy. And I tell you this, he's been disrespectful to Sir Alex Ferguson. And it's just one of those where it's like, mate, it's not even confirmed yet. And then obviously he comes out and, he's going to Man United. Still hasn't really been officially confirmed.
Yes, it has been officially confirmed. If it's on the official Twitter account, that means it's done.
No, what I mean is, like, it hasn't been
ratified.
What I mean by officially confirmed, the way I always see it is, you want to see him in the shirt. Get the shirt up, do that stuff. Oh, yeah, CR7, all that.
No, I mean, obviously he's not going to play today. I don't see why he couldn't. He's probably really fair.
Apparently he's at the Portuguese camp, for the international. He's already out there. But, you would have thought he would have had a shirt picture or something like that.
Let's speak about Ronaldo later, because we'll tie that in with Man United.
We will, yeah.
So let's go on to the Norwich game. Norwich 1, Leicester City 2. I mean, Norwich have had a hard start. They've had Liverpool, Man City, and Leicester. It's like they're not. You may as well get them out. You may as well lose them straight away rather than at the end of the season.
Yeah. Well, the thing is Norwich nearly got a point as well, because it was an offside decision in the I don't know if it was last minute, but it was a late goal, and they got it chalked off for offside from VAR. I think Leicester. I know it's Norwich, so obviously you need to beat them, but I think it was big for Leicester to just come back and get that 3 points, because losing 4-1 against West Ham on that previous Monday, that was a big loss for them. Because Leicester need to push on this season, don't they, and try and get that top 4. I don't think they will, but that's what they need to try and do.
I tweeted that out on the Monday game. I mean, obviously he's doing all right for West Ham, and people go, "Oh, James, you're full of shit." But David Moyes versus Brendan Rodgers, it was the match of the charlatans.
Well, I don't know. You got to give them credit. They're doing good jobs.
Yeah, but they're doing good jobs for West Ham and Leicester. But they both think they're like Pep and Klopp. It's like, no, you're not.
El Clasico.
Yeah. But Leicester. I mean, Vardy's doing well again, isn't
he? You never doubt him. He's like a wine, isn't he? He just gets better with age. Yeah.
They're never going to sell him either.
Yeah. I mean, he's got to be up there with some of the Leicester greats, if not one of the best ever, right?
Yeah, he's got to be the best ever Leicester. Of course, he's the best ever Leicester player.
Yeah.
More big Des Morgan. Wes Morgan, sorry.
But they've still kind of kept most of their players. Like Tielemans was linked out with a move, and indeed he's linked out, and other players like that, and they've kept them all. And they've signed a couple of others as well, Daka and Sakore, I think his name is, from Lille.
All the provincial clubs. I've got to look at, the ones that like West Ham, all of these clubs, they've all got to look at Leicester as an inspiration. Because, I mean, fair play that they even won the FA Cup last season. That was difficult.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I mean,
Leicester have cemented themselves as a top 6 side after winning the league, which no one saw coming.
Well, they got Europa League, haven't they? So I think they'll...
Yeah, but they have got a big squad.
It's an easy way to get in the Champions League, but They could win the Europa League. If they take that seriously, that would be a big trophy for them, and that would get them into the Champions League.
I have
They
got a
get
big
into
squad
pot
though.
one as well in the Champions League for some reason.
Who won the Europa League?
Villarreal.
Oh yeah, they're in pot one, aren't they? That group's terrible.
It's just like Europa League winners get pot one. Bloody hell.
But what happens is if it would have been Man United? Who would have got it there? But then again, it's stupid because there's some other international winners of the leagues that it's like, why do they get it? I think PSG gets pot. I mean, PSG, all right.
Well,
they should
it's
be able
just because it's the Champions League.
Oh, no,
Nice.
Nice. Is it Nice? The PSG didn't win the league. Nice is pot
Lille
one.
won the league, and Inter won the Italian league.
Yeah, but Inter should be in
was
pot
Dortmund
one.
to win the German league, and you would have had it.
Yeah, so Leicester done great there. Norwich, I don't think should be too worried yet. They got Arsenal next game, so that's an easy 3 points for them.
Well, it's a relegation battle, isn't it? I think Arsenal have got Norwich next, and then they've got Leeds and Spurs. So they need to win all those games. I know Spurs are playing well and everything these days, but they need to get points on the board. They're already
early. You don't want to be straggling behind. You know, like last season, they all straggled behind early, and by Christmas it was done. Fulham tried to make a.
That's what I'm saying about Brentford. If you just get your points on the board, Brentford are already 4 points ahead of Norwich, and how long is it going to take for Norwich to get 4 points? That could take them 8 games to get 4 points. And that's a quarter of a season.
Exactly, yeah. And you want to get it done early.
Yeah, you just get your points on the board.
You need a good start. It's so important because then you can build on your confidence. So have your opinions changed about who will win the Premier League? I mean, if you've read my articles, I still think Liverpool will win the Premier League. Obviously, everyone thinks Man City will still. People might think Man United now, they're with Ronaldo. But let's just do the results first, and then we'll come back to that question, if that's all right. L. Paul FC01. I assume you still think... I don't know. You probably think Liverpool will win it. But let's just talk about the West Ham Palace game. So that was not a bad game. Antonio's on fire again. 2-2.
Yeah.
So Pablo Fornal's got it in 39 and Antonio in the 68th.
That first goal as well. If you watch that first goal, it's like tiki-taka football. 1-2s between Fornals and Antonio, and he just slips it in. It's a brilliant goal. I think they'll be disappointed with this result, though. 2-2 against Palace.
Yeah, beating Leicester 4-1 and then drawing 2-2 to Palace.
Yeah, you should be. And at home as well. I know Gallagher, he scored 2 goals. That's good for him.
Don't you think, though, the West Ham fans are just waiting for West Ham to get shit to have a go at Moyes? Moyes can't really... They hate him.
I know what you mean. I am kind of waiting for the West Ham project to fail because Moyes has already failed at that club. No offence to West Ham, but they are about 3 results away from relegation. You know what I mean? As soon as West Ham get really good, or essentially quite good in terms of the league, they just have this kind of crappy half a season, and then all of a sudden, their good players are all of a sudden rubbish.
Who's the striker?
When they had Payet and Felipe Anderson and all them, and they just decide to go, you know what? I'm not interested anymore. And they all just jump ship or just can't be asked anymore. Yeah, that's what I'm waiting at West Ham.
What's his name? I think that's Conor Gallagher they've just got from Chelsea on loan, isn't there? It's another Chelsea player on loan.
Yeah.
So he bagged himself a brace.
Yeah. But that's another draw for Palace, right? What are Palace? Where are Palace then?
In the league. We'll do the league after we've done all the results.
Yeah. Okay.
So Palace, I mean, I said at the start of the season, Vieira is going to struggle there. I mean, after the 3 game weeks, who do you think is going to be... who do you think is going to be the first manager to be sacked?
Oh, first manager to be sacked. My one was Vieira.
Yeah, I said Vieira.
I said Vieira because I think Palace have actually got their first 5 or 6 games are tough. But he's got some good... I think he's drew a couple of games.
I mean, it's not bad. A point away at West Ham. West Ham are
I mean, it's only 3 games. I mean, Arteta's got to be the one. You're bottom of the league.
Yeah, but like you just said, though, you just said he spent 130 million. That'd be a bit weird.
Who would be the first one?
It's a good question.
You never know with Norwich.
What do you guys think in the chat?
If they just can't get points on the board, they may just sack the manager. I know they just may accept relegation, but, you never know with Newcastle as well. They may struggle to get points on the board, and I do think that Bruce could easily be sacked. I don't think he's got any much of a rep. You look at the Southampton manager; he's got a bit of a reputation.
It's not bad,
but I can't see any of the top managers getting sacked.
None of the promoted managers, I don't think.
Even going down to Benitez, Bielsa, definitely not Bielsa. But you know what I mean. I know Leeds haven't played too well these days.
Oh.
You know what I mean? I just can't see any of the top teams, Rodgers, even Moyes. I can't see him getting sacked before Christmas.
So Fred is back, and Fred was right on Messi, wasn't he? You've got to give him that. I don't know if you remember Fred from the chats before.
Fred.
He was right on. Oh, he was right on Messi. Arteta
Barca have
has
had
to
a good
go.
start to the season as well, haven't they?
No, I don't. Yeah, they probably have, but we're doing the Premier League show. We can't concentrate on the rest. Arteta has to go. I don't think he does. Like, let's be honest. Who are you going to get in? And like, what? Just okay. He's played 3 hard teams, right? He's not going to beat them anyway. I know they got battered, but let's see how they're going to get on against Norwich. If they lose against Norwich and then lose again,
well, they got Spurs as well. If they get thumped against Spurs, though,
is it Norwich then Spurs?
I think it's Norwich, then Leeds, then Spurs.
Well, if he doesn't, he needs 6 points out of Norwich and Leeds. So if he gets 6 points out of them two, he's back in the middle of the table. Then he's fine.
Yeah, the table is close. You know,
but obviously it's just started.
No, what I mean is, like, if he gets 6 points, I think there's just been a lot of draws. So there's a lot of teams on 1 and 2 points. So if you get 3 points, I think you instantly go to 10th. So
Messi has to go. PSG sucks. I don't know about that. Messi has to go from PSG. He's going to go back to Barca in the summertime.
I don't know. I think it's weird that he's playing in that league. Like, I don't know what he's thinking. He's looking around, just going, I know bottom La Liga clubs can be dreadful, but bottom league clubs, oh my god.
All right, let's crack on to the premium. Let's crack on to the premium game of the weekend. This was the sexy game of the weekend. Liverpool Chelsea.
Chelsea.
The first half was phenomenal. The second half was a bit. Yeah, Liverpool, I think, bottled it.
They did. I want to talk about the first half first.
Obviously, yeah. Let's crack on.
I want to say, actually, I think Chelsea were better than Liverpool in that first half.
In the first half.
Tactically, Tuchel got it absolutely spot on, and obviously he can't predict, conceding the goal and getting the red and everything like that. And we'll go on to that a little bit later. But I think in terms of deserving the goal and the way that he set up to counter Liverpool, I know Havertz did score a bit of a wonder goal, and I think he's going to have a great season. I think he's a brilliant player. He's really growing into his position now. But for me, I still thought Chelsea were more dangerous in that first half. And then obviously penalty incident happens. I still think Chelsea fans don't think that was a red card.
Oh, yeah, I know. I was speaking to my friend about it. He's like,
yeah.
He was whinging. He's like, you're winding me up. It's like, listen, if it was down the other end, I would have said it was a red card as well. Because it stopped the goal and he moved his arm like a little dickhead, didn't he?
Yeah, if it hits Reece James's arm, it's the problem that he brings his arm up. That's the problem. He moves his arm toward the ball, and therefore he's basically.
I like Reece James, but he cheated there. Let's be honest.
Look, I don't want him sent off. He's in my fantasy football teams, but he had to go, didn't he?
Yeah, he had to go, and then Salah dispatched off. But I tell you what, that header from Havertz was one of the best headers I've seen in a long time.
That was brilliant. Like when I first saw it, I
top draw.
Maybe Alisson should have saved it, but then
fuck off. That was top quality. Yeah. It was such a shit corner. It's one of them corners normally that gets cleared away by the defender. It doesn't clear the first man, but he got there first and then looped it. Oh, it was top draw. It was one of the best ever headers I've seen in a long time.
I think he meant to do that. Like I don't think he meant to do that. Flick it on and hope for the best.
Obviously he meant to do that. Of course he meant to do that.
Yeah. No, but what I'm saying is sometimes I think that's just luck. But I think with Havertz, he had a bit of a slow season last season. I know he scored in the Champions League final, but he had that kind of first season where he's getting used to everything. I think he could be up there for possibly could be up there for a player of the season this season. I think he's going to grow into this season.
Well, we got Ronaldo in the league, so I don't know. It's his to lose, isn't it?
Maybe. But
then there's that question for you.
Second half. Again, I have to go at Klopp. I think Tuchel got it absolutely spot on. Like, he made the substitution straight away. He changed his formation. And Chelsea's defensive. I mean, Liverpool were bad in creating chances, but I think Chelsea, in just terms of breaking them down, like Liverpool didn't have a golden opportunity. It wasn't the fact that Liverpool were missing chances. They just couldn't get at them. They couldn't get at Mendy. They had a couple of long-range shots, but they just couldn't. I honestly do think that if they were still playing now, Liverpool wouldn't be able to score. Chelsea were just, 2 rows of they had a back 6 at some points and they just couldn't get there. So, yeah, I think Tuchel absolutely outdid Klopp in that game. And I think Klopp also made a mistake with the substitutions. I think he should have brought in Thiago earlier. He left until about the 70th minute to bring him on. That should have been, I reckon he should have brought Thiago on at half time and really went for it. And I think he also should have brought on Oxlade-Chamberlain as well for Fabinho, Because Fabinho, in my opinion, was pointless in that game. What's
Yeah,
the point
but
of
when you got
having
10 minutes,
midfielder?
what's the point? Get him off. Yeah, I agree with you.
Exactly.
And
You've already got
I tell you, the
Lukaku.
goalie played well.
Lukaku's covered by both the centre backs, so you're fine there. And you could play Henderson at defensive midfield, or even have Thiago there. I would have Oxlade-Chamberlain on because he's good at long range shots. If you can't break down that defence, you've got a guy that can kick it and possibly even score from 30 yards.
The goalie was making a lot of saves, but he was like parrying it back out, wasn't he?
That's the other thing.
He got lucky,
if you've got a guy that can whack it from 30 yards, but he didn't bring on Ox, and then I think the other mistake he made is he should have started Tsimikas because Robertson didn't look fit. He was limping everywhere.
I said that to you, didn't I? I said, why is he dropped Tsimikas? He played well.
Didn't look right. And he took him off right at the end as well, like 90th minute, and brought on Tsimikas. And it was he should have started Tsimikas. He should have brought on Thiago earlier, and he should have brought on the Ox as well for Fabinho, because Fabinho was just a passenger in that game after half time. Not saying he had a bad game, but he's pointless being on the pitch. There's no one to mark.
Yeah. What are you saying here?
I think Klopp got it wrong, but also you got to give credit to Tuchel.
Great
2 points
game.
dropped for Liverpool, but I still think it's not that bad of a result. It's still, you're still level on points with Chelsea. Man City are on the same point. No, what Man City on? 6 points now, I think. So it's not a catastrophe. And at the end of the day, I probably still would have took a 1-1 before the game. Because I know,
but not during the game. That was a loss for Liverpool. Chelsea won that game.
It kind of was a loss for Liverpool, basically. But I'm not too.
But then again, at the end of the season, they both got. It will show that they got a point each.
Yeah.
What are you guys saying in the chat?
We go to Stamford Bridge, and if we learn from it, we should be all right.
Yeah. Let's just have a look at what they're saying in the chat.
It's not that much of a catastrophe.
So let's see. Great game from Chelsea. Yeah, it was an amazingly managed game. It reminded me of like a Mourinho style game. Yeah. Great game from Chelsea, actually, but I thought Klopp playing Elliott was a good decision. Yeah, Elliott played really well.
Elliott was brilliant. Arguably man of the match for us.
Man of the match in the game must have been the goalie. The Chelsea goalie or Christiansen.
Oh, no, Christiansen. As in Liverpool man of the match.
The man of the match. Go on then. Who was the man of the match? I would say it's the goalie, or it would be Christensen. I'd probably go for or Azpilicueta, actually.
Azpilicueta had a good game as well. I'll probably go Christensen. He just didn't. He didn't give Mane had no space as well.
Mane was poor.
It was just always.
Yeah, but Mane's touch was not on point.
Normally, it wasn't. I thought his decision
was a bit donkeyish, and like his dribbling was a bit slow. He's like lost a yard or something. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe how old is Mane?
I don't know if it's that he's lost a yard. I think he's overthinking a lot of things. Maybe. I think once he gets the ball, he makes the wrong decision. He goes, he should be going left. He goes right and just runs into a player. I think he's making the wrong decisions. I don't think it's got nothing to do with pace or even technical ability. I think it's just overthinking things. He's not doing things that look natural. He's just, when you just take an extra touch or you try and take an extra player on, it's like, no, you know what I mean? Do the simple things right and the rest will follow.
Not many managers show faith in a big game like this, too, with their youth players. I assume you're talking about Harvey Elliott, but I think Harvey Elliott's a new star, isn't he, at Liverpool?
That's the thing. I mean, he's 18, right? And he doesn't play like an 18-year-old. Like, he's chesting it, he's playing it every... You know what I mean? He's conducting the play at certain points. And you think,
That's why they didn't sign Wijnaldum. He replaced Wijnaldum, that's why.
I think he has, yeah. I'm not saying he's as good as Wijnaldum yet, obviously not. But certainly by the end of the season, we could have... if you look at our games, we've played 3 games and he's played basically 2.5 of them.
Is he English?
Yeah, he's English, yeah.
That's all right. Another one in there for the World Cup, hopefully. Yeah. Well, not many. And man of the match was Kai Havertz. No, goal of the.
Kai Havertz, yeah, but Kai Havertz came off at half time, so.
Yeah, I don't know what game you were watching at the FC. The man of the match has got to be one of the Chelsea defenders or the goalkeeper.
Yeah, the midfield did play well, though. I thought Jorginho was good. I thought Kante was good, even though he went off. I think he went off injured. He was still good, even though he came back from injury as well. And Kovacic was decent when he came on. They got good depth, Chelsea.
So Chelsea,
and like I said, they're going to be hard to beat.
I think this season it should be a 4-horse race.
It should be. The one I always have a question mark is going to be Man United.
But we're going to go on to Man United now because we've finished with Liverpool.
Sorry?
We've finished with Liverpool. We've still got a few bits. We've only got 20 minutes left. So let's crack on with Man United and today's games. And I think it will be a 4-horse race because of results like this. Fair play to them. They didn't play very well. They won 1-0 away to Wolves. And they got Ronaldo to come in. Well, that's the thing.
I watched the game and Man United did not play well. They were terrible. Wolves should have won it.
That Trincao played well.
But He missed a golden opportunity. Wolves
Yeah, he
can't
did. He
score at the
did miss an
moment.
opportunity, but he was playing well. If he can just
Yeah, they got some
tweak it.
decent players. They play good football as well, Wolves. They should be fine, but they need to start scoring goals. And I just think that I I honestly do think that if you gave them till Christmas to score in that game, I still don't think they would have scored. Wolves.
I,
They had everything apart from a goal. Like they were just, and they have players essentially that look like they can score goals. They've got Jimenez, they've got Pedro Neto, they've got Trincao, they've got is it Pontis as well, the number 10? He's a good player, so I don't know. Maybe they've just had those, that start. There's always one team that has that start that you go, oh yeah, they haven't got any points. Or they got 1 point, I think, but they haven't scored a goal yet.
and they've had a hard run. It's not been easy, has it? They've
Yeah,
had
they
Man
should be
United,
fine, but
Spurs,
I
and
thought today I was watching it thinking, they're not going to score. They just look out of ideas. Adama Traore was good, though. I thought he was constantly dangerous on that wing. But Man United, I thought, were terrible. They had no clue how to break that Wolves defence down. They lost the midfield, and I don't even think the defence even played well.
yeah, I know. But I mean, you're a Liverpool fan, but they won 1-0, so who cares?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is the fact. That's what I'm getting to is the fact that De Gea comes out with a world class saves, and then you've got obviously generational talent of Greenwood coming through, smashing one in, get you 3 points and get out of there. That's a sign of a team that will be in a title race. But this is the point: is individual brilliance is getting Ollie out of jail at the moment.
Anything less,
Ronaldo will work.
But it's always got Ollie out of jail with Bruno. Bruno's not played well the last two games. He's done nothing, and he's just done nothing in the last two games, right?
I think Bruno tried to make it work, but all his passing was a bit off. He tried to do these chips over, and same with Pogba as well. Like they were trying stuff, but he just
wouldn't put Bruno in the same league as Pogba. Jesus, Bruno's level.
No. What I mean is that they're your two creative lads, aren't they? So
Bruno scores.
Play the ball through.
But Bruno's not as blanked in the last two games, isn't he? A lot of people in the fantasy football always pick Bruno.
Well, he had a good first game, didn't he? That was the thing. Maybe he's maybe he's same with Pogba. Didn't he get those 4 assists in his first game? And then I suppose he did assist, I think, against.
Yeah, but no one picks Pogba, do they? Because he doesn't score.
He's too inconsistent. That's the problem with Pogba.
Yeah, and he doesn't score. He's never scored.
But they got their 3 points. But I think this is going to be quite a common thing for Man United this season. I think they're going to be quite clueless in terms of playing as a team to beat a team. And then they'll rely on someone like Bruno or Ronaldo or Greenwood to get that goal. And they'll win 2-1, 1-0. And it will look good on Ollie. But essentially, the only reason why they'll win is because they have these individuals that can do it for them. And that may get them into a title race. But I don't think it'll get them to win the title. Because I don't know if you could do that against the real top teams. Like against City, Ronaldo may give you a goal, but you've got that attack of City. Like I know Varane and Maguire, I'd like them. They're good 2 centre-backs, but that's still a new pairing. You still don't know if they're going to work.
But let me ask you this then. Let me ask you this.
I think Man United are looking good.
Let me ask you this. Do you think Man United will be in the title race? And if they are, do you think they'll be right to the end of the season?
I think Man United should be in a title race.
Of course he should be. Amount of quality.
Yeah. I don't know. I think they will because of Ronaldo. I think Ronaldo's a game changer.
I mean, this is never going to happen. But if they got rid of Solskjaer and brought in Conte, because Conte is a winner, they'd probably win the league.
Yeah, I reckon they'll win the league if they get Conte, yeah.
I mean, no, it's still hard because they got Man City. That's the problem.
They do need the midfield's a bit light, though. Like, they're playing Fred today, and Fred wasn't good at all. He was giving away the ball. He looked a bit shambles. And they don't really have much depth in midfield, especially if Paul Pogba. If Paul Pogba isn't playing well, which is most.
You mean quality of depth? You mean because they got a lot of depth in midfield?
Oh yeah, quality of depth, of course, yeah. If Pogba isn't playing, and don't count Bruno as a midfielder because he's kind of like a number 10, as it were. There's no one good, in my opinion, that plays in midfield. Like got McTominay, Fred, Matic. Who else have they got? Like it's a bit rubbish compared to the rest of the team. Like there's a big gaping hole in the middle of that.
They need someone like Declan Rice. What are we saying here then, guys?
Yeah.
Evening all. Oh, where is Kemi Tiber? Here is Kemi Tiber. Evening all. Sorry I'm late. Been laughing at Arsenal all day. Yes, we've all done that before. But I do think the quality of Arsenal fan TV has gone downhill massively. Like they're trying to get new people in with characters, but Troops has gone to America. I find Troops still funny, but he's got his own little show now. BT's doesn't do anything.
AFTV, they're a bit too I think they're a bit too safe these days. You know what I mean? Like they're trying to go for people that don't really push the boat out too far. They don't want the controversy, I don't think. And
Yeah.
I think it's also the fact that anyone else can just go out and, because there's another guy that I subscribe to called Lee Gunner. Remember Lee Gunner who used to be on there?
Yeah. Lee Gunner.
He
Yeah.
does his own
He
stuff
used to
these
do it
days,
with
and
Claude, didn't he?
Yeah, he used to do it with Claude, and Kenny Ken as well comes on there.
Yeah,
and
he's
they're all
funny.
good, but they don't go on FTV anymore because they've got their own little cluster.
Yeah, they're trying to create their own ones, aren't they, Arsenal Fan TV? But I think the core of it, Lee is still good. Lee Judges is
Lee's still
good.
I still like Ty and I still like Robbie, but a lot of them are just kind of there. You know what I mean? Like they're just a bit
like that young kid. You know that young kid with the glasses they got. Like he seems a nice enough lad, but he's just a bit
but it's
boring.
like one of those where it's like I don't think he would ever really say anything controversial or shout or say like, "Get the fuck out of my fucking club," stuff like that.
Like Claude was the best.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. Claude was the best.
Hey, what did he used to say?
Great manager.
Sold Arteta.
he said, "Don't come to this club, Fabregas, because we got a centre midfielder for being in Arteta." He just sarcastically says, "Great manager."
Handed the league to Chelsea.
And he just shouts at Ty and says, "Wake up and smell the fucking coffee." And then Ty's like, "What coffee?"
How
and
long is this going to... And then he goes, "What do we need to do?" And then Ty's just like, "Yeah, we just need to win every single game." It's like,
we just got to win every game. It's like, you got like 15 games
Even
left.
Man City don't do that.
15 games on the bounce.
Yeah, Man City don't do that.
It's like a Premier League record. Yeah.
What are we saying? Liverpool FC, yeah, I agree, man. And laughing at Arsenal, I think we all are. Man, you are up for the Premier League now. They should be. You got Ronaldo. What more do you want? Ty is funny.
If you buy the best player in the world, you should be in contention. If you're not... See, this is the thing. There's serious pressure on Ollie. He's got Varane, one of the best young players in Sancho, and he's signed Ronaldo now. The owners, he's got proper pressure now. It's not this kind of bullshit of, will he, won't he? It's like, he's got to win something now. He can't have a trophyless season this season.
The problem is Man City, though. That's just a problem. Like, even if you're good, you got Man City there. It's like, you got to beat them. You got to get 90+ points. You have to.
Thing. But it's not like, there's just one other club to beat. This isn't like Spain or something, or, let's say Germany with Bayern Munich. You've got 4 teams there, plus Spurs, who look like doing all right. Forget Arsenal.
Keeping Kane as
well.
And
then you've got another bunch of teams, and he's drew against Southampton. He struggles against Wolves. I know Ronaldo's going to get him out of jail a lot this season, but I think every game is going to be hard for him because for me, he just doesn't seem to pass enough tests to show me that he's any good as a coach. He's a Cardiff coach.
I mean, I hope there is a title race this season. I hope that Chelsea or Liverpool or Man United, at least one of them, does hold it to Man City. I think Man City will come second, but
you're going to win
it. I still think that because Liverpool, but they still need Liverpool. They need to get back to that because everyone's forgot about Liverpool a couple of years ago, and that was one of the best ever Premier League teams. In my opinion. All right, who else played today? Because we ain't got that much time left.
Spurs played as well, didn't they?
Yeah, Spurs played. So what Spurs? Spurs beat them again, 1-0 again, didn't they?
Another 1-0. Haven't conceded a goal yet. Top of the league. I think they're the only team with a 100% record as well.
So Arsenal haven't scored a goal and Spurs haven't conceded a goal. That's weird.
And Spurs are top and Arsenal are bottom.
Yeah.
How much banter is that for Arsenal? I mean, it wouldn't be that bad if Spurs were, let's say, 19th. At least we'd be like, well, at least we're both rubbish. It's like the fact that Spurs are leading the way.
Spurs will bottle it, though.
And they're keeping Harry Kane. It's looking all right for Spurs right now.
Yeah, it is, but we all know they'll bottle it, so it doesn't matter.
I know they'll bottle it.
In their conference league. What's it called? That shitty Europa League. Conference shitter.
Yeah, oh God. Yeah, it's like, do you even want to be in that? That's a banter league. But the thing is what I'm saying is if you're talking about in terms of what Spurs fans wanted at the start of the season and what they were looking for, the most optimistic fan I don't think would have even asked for this. 3 wins out of 3, no goals conceded, Arsenal are bottom of the league, and you kept Harry Kane, and Son is scoring as well. There's not much going wrong with Spurs at the moment. You've got to give them a bit of credit.
But I don't think, people are going to have a go at me.
I thought they had an easy start, and I thought, no, they had City first game. So it's not like they've had 3 piss easy teams.
Oh yeah, and Wolves are not that easy.
And Wolves, yeah, and they beat them 1-0.
I mean, Watford are. They should be beating
Maybe
Watford.
granted, it was a bit lucky today. The Son goal was one of those free kicks where he crosses it in, and it kind of, it's the cross and then it bounces in.
Maybe Son goes in my fantasy team.
I've got Son in my fantasy team. I think he's a brilliant player. I still even think he's underrated as well.
What we're saying here, Kemi Tyber was saying, I saw a flag for Danny Bailey there. Apparently he was a 39-year-old Arsenal fan who caught COVID at the Euros final and died. Poor guy. Hope everyone gets vaccinated. Fuck, that's a double whammy, isn't it? They saw England lose in the final, then got COVID. Not a good day at the office, that.
Yeah.
That's sad. Yeah, horrible news. But, this is a horrible virus. We try to keep, make it light here on the show, talk about football, So, Spurs, what do you make of Spurs? I mean, people hate it. I'm always having a go at Spurs on Twitter.
You
I'm always getting abused. I'm always getting abused on Twitter by Spurs fans. And
I don't think you can get carried away with Spurs. I don't think Spurs fans will get carried away.
The problem is, they will. But the problem is with Spurs is you can't be winning games 1-0. It's not sustainable.
No, but if you can convert those into 2-0s or 3-1s or whatever, it depends which way it goes. A 1-0 could be you dominated the game but only scored 1 goal. You see what I'm saying? It's not... I haven't really been watching Spurs. I know the City game was a bit different because, they had to kind of sit back and all that stuff. But they've got 2 goal scorers in that team with Son and Kane. Some good creative players. And it does seem like that defence. I mean, Nuno's he's a goalkeeper, wasn't he, in his career? So he knows about, Wolves are always a decent defensive team. But for me, yeah, you've got to turn those 1-0s into 2-0s rather than 0-0s and 1-0 defeats. And the thing is with Spurs, you're never too sure which way they're going to go.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's only 3 games. And the thing is, Spurs don't want this international break. They're the one that don't... They want to play this 4th game as soon as possible.
Definitely, you're right. Definitely.
Yeah. I don't know
guys, what are you saying? How is your fantasy team doing? We'll do that at the end because I've just got it up for you. They get carried away. Who will? Spurs, probably. They'll bottle it by
Of course they
Christmas.
will. I mean, they're going to get carried away because of Arsenal relegation bound. And the fact that they're top of the league.
Having Ronaldo in the Premier League is exciting. Yeah, it's brilliant. It's fucking exhilarating. Better. I mean, it's the signing of the season for me. Better than Messi to PSG. Kane versus Ronaldo. Ronaldo all day, every day.
It was also the signing of the season because no one expected it.
Ronaldo all day, every day. Like, why do people underrate the guy? He got 31 goals last season. And he got the Euro Golden Boot. Like, people were saying, I've seen listening to some of the pundits, like Merson and Sooner, saying he's not the player he was. It's like, he got 31 goals last season. He always gets 30 goals.
Granted, he may not be the player that he was when he was 25, but it's minimal. Yeah. It's minimal. It's like, you can't really tell. I mean, yeah, he's not scoring 40 a season, but he's still scoring 30 a season. It's like, okay, he may not be superhuman, but he's still the best in the world.
I don't know. They're all set in their old ways. Like, they're thinking because he's 36, and when they played, 36-year-olds were fucked. That's how they think.
You can also
look at
put it in
Zlatan.
this sort of perspective of, Man United need to rely on a 36-year-old to win the league. And it's like, yeah, but it's not a 36-year-old, is it? It's Ronaldo.
Ronaldo, best player in the Premier League for you?
Yeah, of course he is.
Easy. It's like, it's an easy answer. Yeah, done.
With Messi.
Yeah.
But the thing is Ronaldo is still playing a competitive league. I'm sorry, Messi is playing in the French league. It's an awful league. He's only going to be people are only going to watch him. I mean, they are going to watch him in the French league because, it's
are they though?
PSG is like a cult club, isn't it? It's like a fashionable club.
Are they though? How are they getting on tonight?
I think they won 2-0.
No one's going to watch. They'll get. I mean, obviously, international fans will watch it, but I don't think Premier League fans will watch it.
But this is the thing. More people. Think about people that are now United fans, though.
Well, because Ronaldo, they just follow.
The commercialization of Ronaldo. I mean, it's the same thing with Messi. The amount of people that become PSG fans, but Ronaldo's still playing in that Premier League. You got to give him credit.
Ronaldo going back to United. Ronaldo going back to United was an absolute masterstroke. Yeah, totally agree. Kemi Tyber. Ronaldo's a fucking machine. Totally agree with that.
I don't know how many years he signed on for, though. How many years is it?
2.
Yeah, that's fine. But the thing is
I can see him going PSG after.
Fine, but it's one of those where I think they had to pay off Juventus, didn't they, for the contract because he had another year left. So I think they had to pay Juventus 30 million. So he's cost about 30 million, which is just unreal. And like I said, he's not a 36-year-old. I know he is, but he isn't.
I think Kemi Tyber agrees with you. He says
Ronaldo is ripping up this Premier League. And I'm a Liverpool fan. I want him to flop, But I don't think people realise how good Ronaldo is. He's an individual player as well. He doesn't even need to rely on anyone. He can just pick up the ball and smash it in from 40 yards.
Yes.
That's the thing with Ronaldo. He doesn't need to rely on players.
Kemi Tiber agrees with you. Ronaldo's probably as good as ever. He's an advanced human being. Yeah, he is. He's a bit like the better version of Zlatan. Like Zlatan's similar to him.
The other thing with Ronaldo as well is he's such a hard worker. Like he's constantly trying to win.
Yeah, he's got such a great work ethic.
Combination. I know I'm kiss ass in a Man United legend here, but it's true. You know, he's one of the best of all time because I think the reason why he's so good is because he's so hungry as well. You know, he wants to be the best, and you're just gonna have to, call a spade a spade.
And then let's cover the last game.
Otherwise, it's wanting him to fail.
Let's cover the last game, and then we'll talk about the fantasy football. So Burnley 1, Leeds 1. Leeds struggling. I mean, they're doing all right. 2 points. Burnley would have fancied to win that, to be fair. They went 1-0 up, didn't they? But I'd like to see Burnley go down, I'll be honest with you. I don't like their brand of... Nah, I'm not going to watch shit like that.
The goals. Oh, my God. The goals were terrible. It was a terrible game. Well, now I'm going to go too much at Leeds because I like Leeds, but it was a bit like the goals were terrible. The football quality was terrible, and Leeds have made a bit of a crap start, haven't they?
I would like Burnley to go down. I don't like their brand of football.
I don't like Burnley.
Right. But then again, they ain't got much money either, have they?
They're going to stay up. They are. They're going to stay up because they're Burnley, aren't they? It's like a virus. It's not going to go away. No,
eventually they go down. It was like Sam Allardyce's
eventually they
brand
do, but
gone.
I don't think their time is now. I think there's another season in Burnley.
Maybe. I mean, I wouldn't bet against them. But go on then. I mean, who's going down then after the first 3 games, do you think?
Who's going down?
Arsenal?
I would say Arsenal,
Norwich. Wolves.
Norwich are going down, and everyone knows it.
Norwich are gone. Norwich won't get out of that bottom 3.
No. I think Watford are going down. They don't seem I don't know a lot about Watford, but they just don't seem to have enough quality, and they don't seem to have a goal scorer.
Troy Deeney not there, or is he too old now?
Who?
Troy Deeney.
Troy Deeney's still there, but I think they play Josh King up front.
Josh King, yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that Ismail Sarr, he's not bad.
Sarr's good, but I don't think he's good enough to keep you up, And he could be sold. He could just go on deadline day or in January. You never know.
Ronaldo is not arrogant. He shows his play. Ronaldo should play Superman after he retires from football. Who gives a fuck about Burnley? Because we got to finish the show. Right? Right, Liverpool FC 01. We can't all be as big as Liverpool. As I say, we're covering all of the teams. We're talking about all of the teams, and this was the last game of the... Well, it wasn't the last game. The United one was. But we're covering all of them. I'm supporting Brentford this season. Hope they exceed expectations. Arsenal on track to finish 14th. Lol. Yes, probably. Sorry, Seb, but what were you saying? Who's going to get relegated?
I'm still going to go for Palace. I still think Palace are going down. I know they have some decent players, and maybe I'm being a bit harsh on Vieira, but I don't know. There's always that one team that just gets sucked down that's been kind of floating. And I know you said Burnley. Burnley could go down in a way, but I still think it could be Palace. Yeah.
I said Palace at the start of the season.
So, yeah, Brentford stay up for me. And I think I would have said that before the start of the season, not just because they've had a good start.
Well, you can check all my predictions at medium.com/@JamesRichShow. And I mean, it's only 3 games in, so what do we know? But quickly, we're going to finish off with my fantasy football, actually. So, I've done really well this week. It's just the only one I didn't do. So, here we go. Fortunately, I captained Gabriel Jesus up top. Got me 24 points.
Oh, that's all right.
And the only thing I didn't mess about, I should have put Pickford in, but everything else was perfect. Buendia finally comes up trumps. Salah done all right, of course.
You got 75.
Grealish done all right. Sam Maximum scored. 75 points I've got. The James Rich Army. Back in business. We've done great this week. So...
Well, I had Tony and Pookie. They both scored. By the way, Norwich have got their goal. So that's one more goal than Arsenal.
Yeah.
Well, I got Reece James sent off. Reguilon got 9 points, which was pretty good. Salah got his goal, so he got double.
The question is now, we're going to put Harry Kane back in, because obviously no one picked him.
Well, I've got Son, so I'm kind of okay with Son.
Yeah, but look at my team. My team's a bit...
Salah and Bruno in my team, so...
I've got Salah, who's a premium player, but obviously I've got to get Ronaldo in. Obviously. You have to have him.
That's not a bad shout. I wonder
what means not a bad shout. You're going to have him.
No, but what I mean is, in terms of you're going to have to substitute, let's say Salah for Ronaldo, because Ronaldo's going to be top. Like they're not going to go soft on him. He's going to
No, it's
be
going to
up
be
there
12
with
mil.
Salah. Yeah, he will be 12 mil, but he's 36, so apparently he's rubbish.
He got 31 goals. Donny van der Beek. They forgot about him.
Donny van der Beek, Christ on. I mean, he's obviously done something. I don't know if he's like
stole his dinner or something.
Slashed Ollie's, stole his dinner, slashed Ollie's time. Yeah, took his sandwich out the fridge or something. You know what I mean?
And so let's finish off with the next game week. So unfortunately, we're not back till September the 11th, and we've got Palace, Spurs, Arsenal, Norwich. That'll be a good one. Brentford, Brighton, Leicester City. That'll be a good one. That's a 4:00 kickoff. Leicester City.
Leicester Man City, is that?
Yeah, Leicester Man City. United, Newcastle, Southampton, West Ham, Watford, Wolves. The tea time kickoff will be Chelsea, Villa. Then on Sunday you got Leeds, Liverpool, and on Monday Everton, Burnley.
Leeds, Liverpool's a good one.
Arsenal,
City
Norwich will be good.
Versus Leicester as well. That'd be a good one. The rest of them are who have Spurs got?
Palace away. So Spurs will get 4.
Spurs could get 12 points there. They could get 12.
Yeah, should. They probably won't.
And then they got Arsenal. And they got Arsenal, so there you go. Spurs could get a good chunk of points.
However, we got transfer deadline day on Tuesday, so where you fancy joining?
Yeah, I'll pop in if you want. Yeah.
Yeah, all right. We'll do that Tuesday night, see what's going on. I mean, a lot of the teams have done it. But thanks, guys, for watching. We've got to wrap this up. It's getting late now, and James needs to sleep. But thanks for watching. Thanks for coming, Seb. Follow us on on all the social media, James Rich Show. And thanks for watching. Great chat. Yeah, thanks everyone. Well done, James. Pookie. Yeah, thanks a lot, guys. Thanks, Seb. See you next time.
The mark.
We'll see you next time. We'll see you on, as I say, we'll see you on Tuesday for the transfer deadline day special show. We always got to do that. Why not? It's always fun. See you later. Bye.